Yes guys, what's going on? It's Ashton here. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I'm going to start off with the good news of the episode first today, which is that I have finally made Apex Predator.
Sorry I'm late.
I'd just like to say that if it hadn't been for you,
Nacho,
and
Flex,
and
Xantos,
of course, I would, I'd still be you know where. So I'd just like to say thanks.
I'm not going to be going full top 100 or anything crazy like that in this split, because quite honestly, ranked right now is pretty terrible and is not fun to play in at all. I'm just going to be doing enough to keep in Predator to get that animated badge for you guys for the next season, to show that off for you. But anyway, on to today's video. We're going to be looking at the top 5 weapon loadouts that you can run in ranked to help boost your RP and get you through Diamond, into Masters and into Predator. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more regular Apex Legends content. If you don't subscribe, however, I will expose you just like I exposed Lifeline for not having any hair. Wait, you don't know about that story? Okay, let me tell you. So basically, Lifeline went for her haircut the other day and, well, she wanted something a little bit shorter than she currently had. So she asked for a trim, and unfortunately for her, she came out looking like an egg. Now, Lifeline didn't very much like the idea of changing her name to Eggline, so she decided to wear this crazy looking wig here, and to be honest, it looks pretty cool. Unfortunately though, when I did a finisher on her mid-match, the wig fell off, and underneath, her egghead was exposed.
Look at the top of his head. Hey, package. I love you.
She asked me why I decided to expose her egghead like this, and honestly the answer was because she wasn't subscribed to the channel. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, otherwise I'll expose you like Lifeline, and trust me, you do not want to be exposed for having an egghead. Also guys, make sure to drop the Twitter a follow in the description below if you want to be entered into the 20,000 subscriber giveaway. But with all of that good stuff out of the way guys, let's get right into the video. So then, in today's video we're going to be talking a lot about ranked weapon loadouts. What is the best weapon loadout you can run in ranked to maximize your chances of winning the game? And I've got 5 different loadouts here that I used personally to help me get through Diamond and into Predator. And really, this is all about personal preference, and honestly, in my opinion, there are only a very few amount of guns which are actually usable in ranked, and I'm going to be going through them in this list for you today. This list does also have a lot of the same weapons in different combinations, just so you know, you're not going to be getting 2 different guns for every different loadout. So, with all of that being said, the first loadout that I would recommend you could run in ranked is the P2020 hammer points and the R301 combo. Now the R301 is a weapon which features a lot in this loadout list, and for good reason. It is honestly one of the most versatile weapons in Season 5, and a lot more people are picking it up recently than in previous seasons, and I think it's because it offers really good mid-range to close-range capability, and even some long-range capability as well, if your aim is good enough. It's very much suited to a map like World's Edge with all of these long lines of sight, and is definitely not a gun you should leave lying on the floor if you run over it. I would highly recommend running the R301 in most loadouts, but especially this one alongside the P2020 hammer points. And you may be wondering why on earth you would run a P2020 in ranked, and honestly this goes hand in hand with the meta of Revenant sending and EMPing your enemies. Now if you're sending a team having just EMP'd them and you're in Revenant ultimate form, having the hammer points P2020 is massive. Once you've got the crack on the enemy, the P2020 is going to make it super easy to down them, and finishing the kill in Revenant form is often the hardest part, and is also the most important part, because if you manage to get a down and a thirst in Revenant ultimate form, you're in a really strong position moving in to finish the job afterwards. Having the P2020 hammer points there to help finish your downed kills is massive, and is something that we used a lot on our journey to get into Predator during the start of this split. Do be careful though when using the P2020 hammer points, because it is commonly believed that the hammer points effect will work on Revenant ultimate sends, and it is not true. If an enemy is in Revenant ultimate form and is sending you, and you use the P2020 hammer points, you're only going to be dealing around 10 damage points per shot. So make sure that you're using the R301 to deal with enemy Revenant sends. But the hammer points P2020 is just so massive at finishing your kills, and even finishing people who are cracked. It just does so much damage and is the perfect sidearm to have to the R301. Next up we have the Wingman and R99 combination, and honestly this is such a skillful combination to use. However, in the right hands it is the scariest combination of weapons to come up against in Apex Legends Ranked. Now, the Wingman is such a versatile gun. It can be used at those long and medium ranges to poke damage, but also is so effective at the close range to help finish off your kills. And the R99 is obviously there for the short and medium ranges, and honestly, people have learnt to use the R99 so well now that it is honestly considered a mid-range gun now. A lot of people, especially in those higher tier ranked lobbies, are really good at using the R99 at mid-ranges now, and you've got to really be careful of this weapon. So if you haven't mastered it already, make sure you put the time in to really learn that recoil pattern and master the R99, because it is such an effective weapon. I think for PC players this combination would be a lot higher on the list, but because we're talking about console here, I put it at number 4 because the Wingman is a lot harder to use on the console via a controller than it is to use on the PC. Now, coming in at number 3 for the best weapon loadouts, I've decided to go with the G7 Scout and Select Fire Prowler combination. Now, I'm sure I don't have to tell you guys how annoying the G7 Scout is in Ranked. Everyone loves to poke with this weapon, especially if they have an Evo shield. Now that we're on World's Edge, you can expect people to be sat in those train carts in Train Yard on the high ground, sitting there with scouts and poking all game. And honestly, I don't blame them, because the G7 Scout is the king of all poke weapons in this game, in my opinion. It deals high amounts of damage consistently across the board and is going to be leveling up that Evo shield of yours in absolutely no time. But most importantly, it drains the enemy resources so much because of the high amounts of damage it does and the high amounts of ammo you can carry, because it's only a light gun and it is not considered a sniper. Partner this up alongside the Select Fire Prowler, which in my opinion is the strongest weapon in Apex Legends Season 5 without a doubt in my mind. This is the best weapon in Apex Legends at the moment. Get a purple extended heavy mag on the Select Fire Prowler and you're just not gonna die at close range. It shoots forever and deals such high amounts of damage at such a high fire rate. Guys, if you hit your shots, you're not gonna be losing with this weapon. No questions asked. This is the strongest close range weapon, and partnered up alongside the strongest long range weapon, you're going to be in for a really good time with this loadout. The only reason that this loadout is at number 3 is because of the late game potential. Once you've got that G7 Scout and the ring is much smaller, you're going to be struggling because you may have to switch weapons mid-fight at close range, and you do not want to be pulling out that G7 Scout at close range. So the G7 Scout Prowler combination comes in at number 3 for our best weapons combinations for Ranked. Coming in at number 2, just behind the number 1 slot for the best weapons combination for this Ranked split, we're going to be saying it's the R99 and R301 combo. This is a fan favourite combo and has been since the very beginning of Apex Legends, and in Season 5 it's absolutely no different. The R301 offers that long mid-range capability, while the R99 is going to cover you at close ranges. The only problem with this weapon combination is the fact that it eats up so much light ammo, and honestly that can be a problem in Ranked where ammo can be few and far between, but it's such a reliable combination for long, close and medium ranges, and definitely suits the playstyle where players like to push and be aggressive, and that is exactly what this Ranked split promotes with the Rev Sends and EMP third parties. But for the number 1 strongest weapon loadout in this Apex Legends Ranked split, I've gone with the Prowler Select Fire and R301 combo. This is undoubtedly the strongest weapon combination in this Ranked split and is what everyone is using in the highest tier of Predator lobbies. This is the weapon combination that you want to be running in these lobbies. The Prowler is there to cover for those close range engagements, as it is the strongest possible weapon that you can have at close range, especially with a purple extended heavy mag. And the R301 can also be used at close range, but also long and medium ranges as well. It's so versatile, it's going to be covering all of the ranges for you, and you're not going to be in trouble in the late game either when you pull out an R301 after you've finished your Prowler mag, as it's fully automatic, it's usable at close range as well. You've got all bases covered with this loadout combination, and undoubtedly, this is the strongest possible loadout you can run in ranked right now. But guys, that is all I've got for today's video. Make sure to let me know in the comments below what you think of this list. If I've missed out any potential weapons that you think are better than any of the weapons in this list. I know it features a lot of the same weapons in different combinations. However, there are only so many weapons in ranked that I personally like to use on my way to Predator, and I don't think many of the other weapons are all that viable in certain situations, especially for the way that this meta works. But of course, let me know in the comments below if you disagree. I'll be happy to see what you guys think. If you liked the video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more regular Apex Legends content. But until next time guys, it's been your boy Ashton. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy and goodbye.